So let's talk chemo. I am officially at my halfway mark. I finished round 3 out of 6. I'd like to still say that I have mild side effects. Still get a little nauseous, still tired, but nothing too serious. So my first 2 rounds of chemo, the side effects, the pattern was very, very, very similar. The day of chemo, they give me that Benadryl, so I'm a little tired. I sleep. But I feel fine. I feel perfectly fine. The day after, so typically I would have my chemos on Thursdays. So Thursday, I'm usually good. Friday, I'm usually good. And then Saturday would be my day where I get sick. And I typically would experience my nausea, my vomiting, and fatigue. Sleep all day long. This round was different. So my doctor had prescribed this steroid that she told me was supposed to give me more energy and alleviate some of the nausea. So I was to take that steroid pill for 3 days. And then that was it. Just the day after chemo and then the 2 days following. And I did that. And so with me taking that steroid, I was perfectly fine. Thursday, I was perfectly fine. Saturday, I was perfectly fine. Sunday, I was fine for probably at least a week. At least a week after chemo treatment, I was perfectly fine. But then I found, which I didn't really realize, but I did not feel good. Like my stomach, it kind of felt like I wasn't digesting my food. Like I would eat and it would just kind of sit on me. I just was not feeling. I was tired. I felt yucky. I felt yucky for probably three days or so, and I didn't realize how yucky I felt until I felt better. And the day I felt better, I'm like, goodness, I just really did not feel well at all. So that was my biggest thing. Like, I felt great for a good little while. I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna have no side effects this time. But then it hit me hard. The diarrhea also hit me at that time too, and it was worse this time. It was worse than it had been. And I also, this time I experienced some extreme blurred vision. Like, I couldn't see nothing. We took Cooper to a monster truck event for his birthday, and we're sitting in the stands, and there was this gentleman walking up the stairs who had on a shirt, and I was trying to read this man's shirt. I couldn't read it to save my life, and I'm like, what in the world? To drive home, I couldn't see nothing. I told my husband, like, I sure hope you good to drive, because I can't help. Like, I can't see. My vision was very bad. So I put in a call to the cancer center at Upstate, and I'm like, listen, I got this real bad vision. Like, it's hard to see, and driving is what really scares me, because I take my kids to my parents' house in the morning before I go to work. Yes, I'm back to work. That's a whole nother story I need to touch on. But I take my kids to my parents' house before I go to work, and I can't see. And I'm like, is this normal? So they got back to me, and they're like, no, you shouldn't have any problem seeing, so I want you to go straight to the emergency room. So I go to the emergency room, and I'm sitting in there, and they're trying everything. When I first got in there, so listen to this, because I tell you all the time how much I hate COVID. I hate the fact that they don't let you bring people with you to doctor's appointments. I got 90% of my appointments, I'm by myself. I'm going through one of the most traumatic experiences in my life, and I have to do it alone because of COVID. But so I had my husband come pick me up from work, because I can't see, I can't drive. So he comes and picks me up from work to take me to the ER. We get to the ER, and they're telling him he cannot come in. Borderline cried right in front of them people, like, listen, and I know it's not your fault, you're just doing what you're told, but I'm going through some things. It's pretty traumatic for me. I need my husband by my side. Like, what do you mean? This man left his job to come bring me here just to be told he can't come in the door? Like, what type of time are we on? Like, I am so over COVID, and nobody would bend to let my husband in, so I had to turn him away and go in there by myself. So I was upset. I was emotionally upset. I was mad, and I get in, they take my blood pressure, and it was through the roof. So my first thought was, oh my gosh, I'm like legit about to have a stroke, because my blood pressure is high and I can't see. And if you know, that is one of the symptoms when your blood pressure is elevated, is blurred vision. So I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, oh man, but they done turned my husband away, so he ain't even gonna be in here with me. So long story short, I sit in the ER for, you know how the ER is, sitting there forever. And finally they come back like, I don't think your blood pressure and your vision is elevated. I mean, it's related, sorry. So, they had me do a vision test, and I can't see none of them letters on that little eye test. Like, it was bad. My left eye, we learned, was way worse than my right eye. So finally, after sitting for a while, they was like, listen, I want you to go see an ophthalmologist down the road. We're gonna let you go ahead and leave here. We're gonna discharge you from here. I want you to go down the block to the ophthalmologist and go see them. So I go to the ophthalmologist. They were packed. I don't know what was going on that day. I don't know if that's common. It was a billion people in the eye doctor. But I get there and they have me do an eye exam there again. Can't see a lick. They do all their little testing, and pretty much what they said was that my vision just went. Like, he tried to tell me over time, my vision had to, he said that you don't just lose your vision in a day. He said over time you had to have realized that maybe you were squinting a little bit more, and then today it just was a day it got bad. I'm like, sir, no, I never noticed before. It just was gone. So pretty much what the ophthalmologist did was prescribe me some glasses. I ain't never wore glasses. I've always had 20/20 vision, always. And again, they said my left eye was worse than my right, but we gonna prescribe you these glasses and go on. So I didn't even sign up or enroll for vision coverage with my insurance because I never needed it. My family don't need it. We never did it. So I had to go through all of that, get vision coverage, which we do have through my insurance. I'm good there. I still haven't gone and got the glasses because what I learned was on one of my nausea medicines, it says in the biggest letters, may cause blurred vision. I don't know why my oncologist didn't see it. You the one who gave me this medicine. You should have known I was one of the side effects. I realized once I felt better and I stopped taking that nausea medicine, I could see again. So I don't even know if I'm going to get the glasses that they prescribed. I don't think I truly needed them. I think I just need, I'm going to talk to I actually, when I go back, I'll talk to my oncologist and see if there's a different medication, because that vision was bad. I could drive to my parents' house probably with my eyes closed, and I know the route like the back of my hand, but if I was going somewhere where I didn't know where I was going and I needed to read street signs or, anything like that, I would have been screwed because I couldn't make out a single sign. Everyday things you could see, simple signs, the construction, speed limit, you could see, don't go 60 down Salina Street clearly because you don't need to see the speed limit. I know not to do that, but it was crazy. And the fact that no one, and all the doctors I seen from the hospital all the way down, no one linked that one medicine to my blurred vision. But like I said, since I stopped taking it, which I typically do, if I'm not nauseous, I'm not taking it. I'll take it as a preventative from day one, but I only give that about good 3 days. If I'm good, I'm going to stop taking that medicine. So once I stopped taking the medicine, the vision came back. I was all the way good.